When people first see Eden's fate, they typically notice the realms and the colors first. But honestly, those realms, they're more than just colors. They have an identity, they have a philosophy, and a strategy, and overall, a different way of playing, their own way of playing. So today, I want to take you on a deeper dive into how the eight realms of the world of Eden came to life. Welcome, everyone, back to another episode of Eden's Fate Development Journal. So, last episode, we talked about the hero cards and the design behind them and some of the strategies and the thought process overall that goes into the design of the hero cards. And each hero card is from a particular realm. And so, today, we're going to take a look at those eight realms and a deeper dive into those, and that each realm has its own identity. So, today, we're going to talk about those realms and how they were created. So when I created the world of Eden and decided to go with eight different realms, I wanted I wanted to be there to be variety and some difference in the multiple parts of this world. And so I came up with eight of them. That's pretty good variety. And each one, like I said, they have a different strategy, philosophy, and a total identity to each their own. Um, and the different heroes and even the creatures, the allies, the creatures in the world of Eden, they all have their own feel too and kind of represent where they come from and how they came to be. And going into creating eight different realms, I wanted players to play this game and also be able to find their own identity to identify with whatever realm they find that best represents them and how they play these strategy games and strategy game that allows players to ultimately, you know, kind of put their own strategy into the game and how they play uh, is crucial. Uh, let alone just to for players to find interest to it, and so they can identify with that. But just have fun and just kind of watch their play style flourish and grow and change as the game goes on. Each of these realms having its own identity and play style. Um, it's really key in these types of games. I mean, the eight different realms, you've got Fire Rest, that's all about aggression, chaos, and fire. Then you have Evergreen, that's all about the growth and the nature and the overwhelming power and strength of the big allies. Uh, Deep, darkest creatures coming from the forest coming right at you. Then you have Moonshire, which is all about stealth and timing and deception. Mystra, which is all about the arcane magic, a little bit of mystery and some countering. Then you have Almian, which is honor, strategy, and discipline. Uh, Thorn, which is all about death, destruction, corruption, and Chronia, which is some alchemy, some innovation, machinery, technology. Frosttail, which is endurance, resilience, survival, a strong defense, uh, and then the last one as a whole that connects it all together is Origin. And Origin is the general open world of Eden. Um, yeah, it just kind of connects them all. Something else that goes into these realms in creating the world of Eden as a whole, but each individual realm, it's really cool to see their identities come out in just the lore, um, in the story of how Eden was created and how the realms were born. Um, but it also just neat how it kind of like flows into the actual gameplay and play styles and strategies of Eden's Fate, the card game. It's really cool to see that. Like a couple examples. So, Thorn just doesn't destroy cards. It embraces sacrifice. And, you know, Frosttail is not all about just strong defense. It's about surviving impossible conditions. Then you have, like Alcronia. It isn't just about like artifacts and technology and gearworks. It really embraces and focuses on the innovation and the growth of the technology and the mechanics. Um, it's just neat to see those strategies overflow into the game itself from the actual lore and creation of the world. of Eden in these individual realms. And it's important that these realms they have their own strategies and identities, and it's important for that to be able to balance things out. That way, not there's not one or two colors or one or two realms that plays more or better than the other ones, and just become controlling each game every time. Each realm and color they have their own strategy, and outside of luck of the draw in your hand in the middle of the game, but also just how these strategies and the whole gameplay and themes to these colors and realms. It's how players are able to take that and make it their own, and that balance kind of just naturally flows. Um, and the heroes are a key part of that. They kind of set the tone for each strategy of each game for every player. But you're also able to completely, if you honestly wanted to, wouldn't even have to worry about using the abilities of your heroes. You could just play, you know, just a general open strategy with just whatever color you want. Um, that's nice too. So that way it's not feeling like you're locked into a particular strategy every time you play. It's always just kind of open to interpretation to a point, um, inside of whatever color your hero is, and also being able to play the origin cards as well as they're white, and being able to play those. So if you're Twin Blade Dragon Speaker from Fire Rest, that's a red hero. You are able to use cards from Fire Rest, so the red cards within the game, but you're also able to use origin cards, and you can mix and match those cards and card types from Origin, which is white, from Fire Rest, which is red, and be able to come up with your own strategy with that. Not even using Twin Blade's abilities at all. Wouldn't recommend that, but you can definitely do it. And being able to have that choice is pretty cool. But getting back to these realms and the world of Eden as a whole and how it was created, uh, the actual story of how it was created, including the Dawn Stone and the shattering, and how the whole Dawn Stone was shattered into shards that were spread across the world of Eden, and these shards were in place in these realms, and they had an effect over time on the areas of the world of Eden they were in, and began to impact the people that lived in those realms, the creatures that lived in those realms, and the environments uh, and those realms themselves as a whole. And a quick update on the whole development process for Eden's Fate card game. Um, Basically, the biggest key thing is obviously I'm always focused on playtesting as much as possible. Actually, having a little bit of a get together in a couple weeks in August, and going to be having some people over to uh, play some Eden's Fate and get some more playtesting in. People brand new to the game, a couple people are kind of familiar with it that I've talked with about and shown some things and talked with about, but they haven't actually played the game. And then, like I said, a couple people are completely brand new to it, to Eden and to Eden's Fate. And so that's going to be pretty cool to get that going and get more play testing underway. But also each week, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays and Thursdays, 4 days of the week, I'm doing these posts and videos, development journals, and the card of the weeks, and the mechanic spotlights, and then the Monday realm reveals. Uh, and a little bit of a spoiler, heads up. In a couple weeks, when the Monday realm reveals the last few, I think there's three more to do for the realms to reveal those on each Monday. After that, going to be moving into a new series for Mondays. We're going to be talking about Eden's Fate in a particular game and development as a whole for the Eden's Fate card game. But lastly, on these 8 realms, um, and really 9 colors, but the 8 realms, and you include the origin, and that's 9 colors total. Um, but these realms are really it's the foundation of Eden's Fate. Every hero, every spell, every ally, every equipment card. It's a piece and a part of Eden as a whole and Eden's Fate card game. And being able to design these from the ground up, A to Z, start to finish, um, and play test and see what's working, what's flowing, what's not, what needs work, and being able to do this from start to finish from the ground up and being able to design these cards and see the strategies really flow uh, has been the most rewarding part of this process. I got to say, it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I'm really able to really put like my own thoughts, my own strategy, my creation and artwork into this game, and it's been so fun. It's been so rewarding, and being able to share that with you guys is all the more. Next week, we're going to take a look at one of the most challenging parts of designing a card game from the ground up, and that has been balancing hundreds of cards. Eden's Fate, Hopeful Horizons is what this first edition or core set is called. It's titled Eden's Fate, uh, Hopeful Horizons. And there's up to this point, I think I'm close to uh, like 700 and something cards. Um, and and as much as it's fun to create them, but balancing all that and making sure nothing's too powerful, you know, there's some strong stuff, but nothing is stronger than everything else. Nothing's perfect, obviously, but just balancing all that and play testing has been the biggest indicator and highlighter for uh, where the balance really needs focus. So if you're enjoying watching these episodes, the videos and everything that I post each week, and especially these development journals, let me know in the comments what you think. If there's a particular thing you want to see more of, you want to hear about, questions, comments, concerns, anything, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Answer any questions you have. And if you've been following along, appreciate you joining me on this development journal and this journey as a whole as I create Eden's Fate from the card game. And we'll see you next week. Thanks.